Welcome to Rhode Island 4-H. Record book tutorial. A note before you begin. Read all instructions on the University of Rhode Island website. Be sure to gather all of your information. You can use phone calendars, Facebook pages, photos, programs, and other materials to remind you of your dates and when you participated in 4-H activities. Download or print the record book form from the URI website. You can use this form in Google Docs, Microsoft Word, or print it. Finding and downloading the record book form. To find and download the form, open up your web browser, type in the URL for the University of Rhode Island 4-H website. Once there, select the option that says Programs and scroll down to Record Book Info. Once you've found the record book form link, click on whichever one works for you, let the file download, and open it. Once the file is opened, you're ready to start filling out the record book form. Step 1. 4-H'er information and story. To begin, you'll be filling out some information about the 4-H'er. To start off, you're going to need to insert a photo of the 4-H'er at the very front. Once you've selected, inserted, and resized the photo of the 4-H'er, you're ready to start filling out the information at the table below. Information required for this is the name, the 4-H year, the email address, years in 4-H, 4-H club, and age. At the very bottom of the page is a section that says 4-H'er signature. This is completed after the whole record book is finished and printed out. The first part of the record book is just filling out some essential information about your 4-H'er. The first thing you're going to do is find a photo of the 4-H'er on your computer and insert it where indicated. Once you've selected, inserted, and resized the photo of the 4-H'er, you're just going to fill out some information at the bottom in the table. Information includes name, the 4-H year, email address, how many years the 4-H'er's been in 4-H, 4-H club, and the age. Underneath that is a place for the 4-H'er to sign. That can be taken care of once the record book's completed and printed out. The next step of filling out the form is going to be writing your 4-H story. Your 4-H story is a short story to tell us a little bit more about your 4-H experience. At the top of the 4-H story page, you can see a small paragraph that gives you a bunch of different tips and guidelines for how to write your story. Among those ideas are talking about your family, why you joined 4-H, some of the different things your club's done, things you liked, didn't like. All of those are very good guidelines to help you get started and write your 4-H story. Step 2. Project Profiles. In this section of the form, you'll be filling out information for your 2 main 4-H projects. To begin, you need to select a title. In the box at the bottom of the form, you can see a list of 4-H project names. Once you've found the proper name that fits the project, input it up at the top. Directly below that, you see a box that tells you to describe your project details and goals. For this, just tell us what you did, what you wanted to do, and how you achieved it. Below is a section where you can list at least 6 times that you worked on this project. Examples of what you can add are different events, contests, activities, lessons, club work, fairs, and the like. You must have worked on this project at least 6 or more times to get a state medal. You cannot add things that work for other credits, so you can't add something that counts as a school project as well. How you list this is by telling us what you did, where you did it, and for how long. The second project form works just like the first one does. You start off with your title, which you can find in the box below, and then you move on to talk about what you did, what you wanted to do, and how you achieved it. Then, in the spaces underneath, list out at least 6 times that you worked on this project this year. You do this by telling us what you did, where you did it, and for how long. At the very end of the page, you see a box that tells you that you can list any other projects that you've worked on at least 3 times over the past 4-H year. There, you can list any project from the 4-H project names that you have worked on at least 3 times in this particular 4-H year. Step 3. 4-H activities. In this section of the form, you'll be telling us a little bit about the different 4-H events, contests, and activities that you've attended or participated in. Examples of these can be found at the very top of that page. How you list the activities are by putting out the date, the name of the activity or a description of what it was, and where it took place. Step 4. Public presentations. In this section of the form, you'll be listing out the different demonstrations, illustrated talks, storytelling, skits, speeches, informative talks, and different types of presentations that you've given over this past year. How you can list these are very similar to the 4-H activities. You list the date, list what you did, and then just where you did it. Step 5. Community service and citizenship. In this section of the form, you'll be listing out all the activities or services that you personally or you with your club did to help your town or community. You cannot list anything done for personal, family, or club gain. It has to be solely focused on the town or community. Some examples can be found directly under the step. How you list these are by putting down the date, describing what you did, where you did it, and for how long. At the very bottom of the sheet, you see a little box that says total. There, what you're going to do is tally up all of the number of hours and just simply put the total. Step 6, leadership. In this section of the form, you will list out all of your leadership projects, offices, committees, and workshops that you've done or held in 4-H. Some examples of what you can list under leadership are times that you've created a lesson and helped teach someone, run an event, been on a committee, organized a meeting, or held a club office. How you list these down are by putting down the date, describing the leadership role you completed, where it was, and for how long. Like with community service, there's an option at the very bottom to tally up your total. Tally up the number of hours, and then put them at the bottom. Step 7, awards and achievements. In this section of the form, you'll be telling us a bit about what you're proud of in 4-H. You can use scholarships, trips awarded, achievement levels, and just things that you're proud of in this section. How you list these are by putting down the date, and then putting down a description of what you did, what you received, what you earned. The final step is gathering your supporting records. You can submit a minimum of 1 additional sheet and a maximum of 10 front and back pages. You can put score sheets, pictures with captions, animal record books, and certificates in this section of the record book. We ask that you do not include ribbons for supporting documents for your record book. Congratulations! You have successfully completed your record book. Be sure to print out the document and sign the front.